My boy Erich Deasy is a big 49er fan, and he's got a feeling that they're gonna wallop Green Bay tomorrow. What do you guys think about that one?
Wallop Green Bay? I think that's a ballsy
Erich
comment.
Deasy thinks they're gonna wallop Green Bay. He says Captain America is gonna annihilate that terrible Green Bay D.
Wallop Green Bay. I think that's a little overdone.
I don't think a walloping.
Yeah, I mean,
what are we thinking, gentlemen?
I
actually think this is a game San Fran can win. I think it all comes down to their defense versus Green Bay's offense. If they can find a way to keep Rodgers to less than 21 or less, I think they got a real shot at this game.
21 or less attempts?
Points.
Gotcha.
Points. You got to keep them out of the end zone. You got to make them kick field goals.
That is the name of the game.
Patrick Willis has got to have those boys fired up. They've got to be on the next level. They've got to be ready to go because I don't trust Kaepernick enough to keep up with Aaron Rodgers. So I need the defense to really come through in this game. If they could do that, I think they could move on. It's going to be tough, though.
I think it's going to be a great game tomorrow. I'm hoping to see kind of like a New Orleans San Fran last year, man, where it's just going to be like a 41-35 type of game at the final, where it's just going to be a shootout back and forth.
Hey, think about it like this. If that game, Saturday night's game is anything like the Week 1 game these two teams played against each other, it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a great game.
By the way, who's the quarterback for that San Fran team back then?
That was Sir Alex Smith.
He did a pretty fine job, didn't he?
He did a pretty fine job.
Guess who's not playing this weekend?
Guess who will have a headpiece in, and that's it.
And I'll tell you what, if they lose this game because they couldn't put points on the board, I'm going to blame it on the fact that Alex Smith wasn't in.
201-430-2119. Who do you think's going to win?
Yeah, you should call in, ladies and gentlemen. We want to talk about this game. We definitely love to hear your opinion. Like Joey said, 201.
Or if you want to talk about another game.
Yeah, whatever. We'll talk about anything.
Football Friday. Talk about whatever we want. It's just got to be football.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, pretty much the bottom line. Football Friday.
Oh, wait, so you don't want to talk about that Nick loss last night? Carmelo? You want to talk about your Bull Nick game tonight?
Not with our limited time. No.
Nah, man.
Okay.
If we started at 10 a.m., we'd be all over.
And keep in mind, we also gave the Knicks an hour yesterday almost.
Wow. Well, they did lose yesterday.
45 minutes we talked about. We started with Melo being suspended and then just went off.
I know that. I knew that.
Ridiculous.
But back to the Niner-Packer game. Look, it's really weird to say, but how bad is it that kickers could really cost one of these teams a game? Akers has sucked all year.
Imagine that. Kicker can actually matter like I've told you all season.
I never said kickers don't matter, but what I've said to you is that you can't get mad at a kicker that doesn't consistently hit 50-plus yard field goals.
No, I get mad at kickers that can't kick a 40-plus yard field goal consistently.
That I would get mad at. 50's a little tough.
50 and above, I'll cut them slack. Anything 49 and less, you've got to be automatic.
Yep.
It's got to be automatic, and if it's not, you got to be out the door. There's too many other kickers out there that I could bring in, and somebody's going to kick better than that bum Lawrence Tynes.
This really is a battle of the terrible kickers. Mason Crosby's had a terrible year.
He's had his worst year ever.
David Akers having another atrocious year. Another. He's had bad years in the past.
Akers may not actually be kicking this weekend.
Get out of here.
Erich, our 49er fan, said that the Niners have already said that Akers is officially getting the start on Saturday.
Wow, that's ballsy.
He misses one, though, and you're going to see Cundiff coming.
Oh, yeah. And that's the worst part with a kicker.
Are you going to carry two kickers, though?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Well, you got it. If one's not making them.
If you don't trust
Green Bay, on the other hand, they're just going to roll with Mason.
Which that's weird to me that they didn't bring somebody in there to compete with them.
But as a kicker, I'd rather my team just roll with me than have that guy looking over my shoulder knowing that if I just miss one,
they're going to bring in somebody else in.
You're just screwed and your day is over. But, I mean, that's scary to me that a playoff game is going to probably come down to whoever one of these kickers comes through in the clutch. And I also do think that it's going to be very fun to watch.
I think
that Green Bay offense versus that San Fran D. It's just going to be
fun. I think it's going to be fun watching the Niner-O, too, to be honest with you. Kaepernick brings a dimension that Alex Smith couldn't. Alex Smith is a very nice game-managing quarterback, But if they get down, I feel like you're going to see Cap unleashed. You're going to see him running. You're going to see him bombing it up to Crabtree.
Well,
it could be interesting.
Let's be honest here.
And it's also his very first NFL playoff start. Thankfully, he has the benefit, though, of having the home crowd behind him like RG3 did.
Yeah,
that didn't do him so well, but still.
I look at this game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And, I know Green Bay's D looked good last week.
But they're not that good.
But you also have to keep in mind, you played against Joe Webb at quarterback.
Yep.
Now, I'll give you credit. You held AP under 100 yards. That deserves a lot of respect.
Chill out, bro. They were probably
Webb.
putting
99
people.
yards. Come on. It's practically 100.
Practically, it's not, though.
All right.
Practically.
For a guy that
but
was
it's not.
averaging 200 yards plus a game against him, you cut that in half. I'd still take it.
Yeah, but they knew
You
it.
couldn't expect a guy to average 200 yards a game every game.
It might
Nobody's
I
ever
didn't say
done
I
that.
expect him to have 200 yards, but when their own team says he will not get 200 yards against us, that's their freaking goal. Yeah, I am impressed
It's an
with 100
easy goal
yards.
to accomplish when you got Joe Webb quarterbacking.
I think
yeah,
that's an
I'm not
It's a
accomplishment. I agree.
different ball game if Christian Ponder's even in.
I completely agree, but I'm not excited. Oh my God, they held him under. No, what I'm trying to say is, for a team that said he will not he will not do 200 yards against us again, to literally cut that number in half deserves
means
some
How
respect.
many rushing
No,
yards
it
does
doesn't.
Green Bay give up this weekend to San Fran then?
Oh, 200
Oof.
yards as a team. And
Oof.
Gore alone is going to have, I think, over 100.
Gore
I got
ate
Gore
them
at about
in the
100
last
to
game.
100.
I think
110.
125 he actually might have.
He could, and I think that's going to be their key. If they can run the ball consistently, control the clock,
That's key
run
right
clock
there.
off.
That's so
because then
key.
you keep Aaron Rodgers off the field,
Yep.
and that's the way to beat Aaron Rodgers, is keeping him off the
The
field.
thing is, though, if they get down early, that all bets are off. Because then you're going to have Kaepernick start throwing the rock, and it's going to be, can he keep his head on straight? Can he make the throws and not get overwhelmed and then have a turnover? Make a 10-yard run and don't fumble the ball. I'm anxious to see how this game's going to start. Because if it's going to be close, like in the first quarter, if it's 0-0, then I actually think San Francisco's going to win the game. If it comes out, though, and Green Bay's up 14-0, how Alabama just went right up on Notre Dame 21-0 in the first quarter, lights out, game over.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that one, because I think if you let Rodgers get ahead of you and you
Yeah, I
got to
don't
play
think-
from behind, it's
I'll
not
agree.
good. No disrespect to Kaepernick.
No
but
disrespect.
you just-
Yes.
Kaepernick's not a guy leading you back, though.
Yeah. Well, you saw that when they played Seattle. Mm-hmm. Everybody's talking. Well, after what happened to them last week in New England, people they should believe that they should be able to come back, and they're not that team.
No.
Now I do give them props for the way they played New England. I give them props offensively for being able to put up those points, and then when your defense gave it all back, to be able to score on the following drive. But you got to also keep in mind what LaMichael James did on that kick return that set up that pass play.
I think that's so key that LaMichael James is now active, a part of the active roster. He's so quick. That little guy.
He is quick.
I'm not a little Oregon player. I don't know what to really say.
That's about all you can say about him. He doesn't have much else to show you on the field.
He's only played like 2 games. That's it.
That's it. I like Crabtree this weekend. I think he's going to have a nice game. Kaepernick seems to just love throwing him the ball.
Who does everybody think is going to be the X factor in that game?
I'll tell you who I think could be an X factor. Vernon Davis.
Ah, that was mine. Damn it. Damn.
Vernon
I gotta pick a
Davis.
new
You
one.
should have answered your own
Damn
damn
it.
question first.
That's a good one, man. I think the same thing.
I think it because if he could find a way to get involved in this offense and you could send him down the middle of the field,
Yep.
you're going to open things up for everybody.
It's going to make
And
Crabtree's life easier.
It's going to make
Randy Moss's life
It's going to
easier.
make the running game. It's going to make everything easier. He's got talent. He's got size. He's got a little bit of speed. He's got everything you pretty much want out of your pass catching tight end.
It's unbelievable to me that he's been evaporated from the offense ever since Kaepernick's been quarterback. I think he's had one really good
Kaepernick's
game. That's
first
it.
start against Chicago, he had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
He had a
and that
nutty
was
game,
it.
and then
That was it.
He loved Kaepernick that week. Hated him.
Hated him the rest of the year.
Jerk off. Doesn't throw me the ball. All right, so you both like Vernon Davis as an X
I like
factor.
V-Dub, bro.
I'll stay on the same team, but go to the other side of the ball.
Who do you like?
Justin Smith.
Wow.
Does Justin Smith play? Well, they know he's going to play, but how much effect can he have? Because we talked about, me and Eric were talking about this yesterday.
He's got a torn tricep, so he's going to pretty much wear that brace you saw Ray Lewis wear.
Oh, the robo arm?
Yeah. To try and protect it, and they're going to send him in there.
I wanted to blame that robo arm for Ray Lewis dropping that pick, and I couldn't. It blatantly hit him in the hands. Terrible. Anyway. Yeah.
So
Justin Smith, huh?
Yeah.
Justin Smith.
Justin, it's going to be, you know what? I'm changing mine since he had V-Dub. I'm going to say Smiths.
So
Alden and Justin.
Alden Smith has not had a sack since Justin Smith went down with the injury.
Damn.
That's why I think Justin Smith is a major factor.
Yo,
in this
Erich
game.
Deasy, call up 201-430-2119. Talk about your 49ers.
He's probably working.
He works from home.
This is true.
That's nonsense. I don't want to hear
That's
that.
just laziness.
That is laziness. Erich Deasy, call up, bro. Talk about your Niners.
Might have had one too many last night. He may not be in the right mindset to call.
He's
right now.
hungover. He can't drink with the boys.
I don't want to be on the phone with you people.
He doesn't want to drink. All right.
Well,
I'm going to go.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm going to predict a score, if that's cool with you guys.
Go for it.
I'm going Niners. I was going to pick Green Bay last night. I'm going to say the Niners win this 24-23. Boom.
24-23.
That's how I roll.
24-23. That's interesting.
24-23. That's how I'm rocking today.
And you said San Fran? Or
San
Green Bay?
Fran. I don't know. Maybe it's because talking to him on the ride home, he drove me home last night. He kind of swayed me a little bit. I kind of like Colin Kaepernick a little bit.
I want to pick San Fran, but the more I think about the game,
Green Bay has been, I think, the best NFC team the last 8 weeks. But I think San Fran gets it done.
I'm going to go Green Bay myself. I got to go Green Bay because I really think that Green Bay is going to jump out early. Mm-hmm. I'm rooting for San Fran because I would really like to see San Fran and Atlanta for whatever reason. And I like San Fran. I like Harbaugh as a coach. But the more I think about it, the more I think about Aaron Rodgers, and they got Greg Jennings back, and they got
They have so many offensive weapons.
And the defense with Clay Matthews, Hawk. I mean, you got. I'm going Green Bay. I all week long I said I was going to pick San Fran, and I'm changing it today. I'm going Green Bay. I'm going Green Bay. 31-21.
There you go. Dave, what do you like, my friend?
Wow. So we got one Green Bay. We got one San Francisco. You know what? When I think about this game and I think about what you're looking at on both sides of the ball, I got to say I like Green Bay better. I think Green Bay defensively can step it up enough, and I think offensively can move because they got all their receivers. Mm-hmm. You're going to have Cobb, you're going to have Jones, you're going to have Nelson and Jennings, all four of them back. Finley back playing tight end. Roger, I mean, their offensive line's still a little shaky, but I really think that with all their weapons, they are just too hard to stop in the passing game because they'll just spread you out. It's just what they'll do to you. And once they do that to you, if their O-line protects Rodgers, it's over. Yeah, it's just over. So I'm going to go with Green Bay. I'm going to say 24-21. Crosby makes the game winner.
Wow, you were even putting Crosby making the game winner.
We're talking about kickers affecting this game, so let's have a kicker win the game.
There you go.
Why the hell not?
Cool.
I think there's actually a better chance of him missing a game-winning field goal.
Oh, mine, he's going to miss it. That's why the Niners went 24-23.
Game-winning field goal.